integrating Christian theology and severe mental health illness. Bridging the two worlds. Severe mental health disorders expose the limitations of simplistic explanations of suffering. While misapplied theology can cause harm, and grounded understanding of brokenness, grace, and imago Dei can support effective clinical care. The urgency of this integration. Mental health or mental illness is often misunderstood in both clinical and Christian communities. There's a lot of judgment and spiritual blame that lead to harm instead of healing. A better integration of theology and psychology is crucial to a holistic support. Individuals with schizophrenia or borderline personality disorder may appear like anyone else externally. However, their internal reality, encompassing thoughts, feelings, and perceptions, can be profoundly different and challenging for others to fully grasp. Schizophrenia involves hallucinations, seeing, hearing things that are not present, or delusions, like being fixed on false beliefs. Their perceptions of reality becomes distorted, impacting daily functioning. A serious mental health condition. Schizophrenia is a serious mental health condition, not a choice or a moral failing. Borderline personality disorder is characterized by intense emotional instability and impulsivity. Folks who struggle with BPD struggle with identity, relationships, and profound fear of abandonment. BPD is deeply rooted in patterns. It's not simply behavioral choices, and it requires specialized care to treat. In a clinical setting, mental health disorders are influenced by biological, psychological, and environmental factors. They're defined with a clinical framework like the DSM-5, and emphasizing medical understanding. These conditions are not moral failures, and they demand appropriate care and treatment. Some of the misconceptions, like the belief that mental illness is caused by demonic possession or can be prayed away. With that being said, I do believe there are times when there is demonic possession that can look like a mental illness, and I 100% believe that all of this can be prayed away. However, I don't know that that's necessarily always the answer. Our God is capable of all things. However, sometimes he says no, where he says, I'm going to use this person or this medication or this therapist or this technique in order to help heal this person. The idea of demonic possession, or that you can just pray away certain mental health disorders, can bring on a lot of shame, a lot of fear. Isolation often can cause more harm than good. A compassionate, informed theological approach is essential for healing the individual. Scripture does not support the simplistic notion that all suffering is a direct result of personal pain. John 9:3, where Jesus addresses the blind man, clearly rejects this assumption, reminding us that suffering is often complex, multifaceted, and beyond simple cause and effects explanation. The fall introduced profound brokenness into every aspect of human existence, affecting the body, mind, and emotional functioning. Mental illness can be understood within the broader context of a fallen world, as described in Romans 8:22, where all creation groans under the weight of decay. Mental illness versus physical illness. Mental illness originates from the fallen world, impacting the brain and the mind, requiring medical and therapeutic interventions, free from moral judgment. Physical illness, also a consequence of the fallen world, affecting the body, treating with medical science without assigning blame or spiritual failure, both of which are related to the fall. The enduring image of God. Every person, regardless of their mental health status, is created in the profound image of God. This fundamental truth means that dignity and inherent worth are never lost, even in the most severe cases of mental illness, as affirmed in Genesis 1:27. Imago Dei, clinical implications. The idea treats clients with inherent dignity, profound patience, and unwavering compassion. It acknowledges that identity is rooted in God's image, not defined by a diagnosis. This perspective transforms care delivery, fostering respect over fear or dismissal. Tools for healing, therapy and medication. Therapy and medication, while not replacements for faith, serve as valuable tools in the healing process. They can be understood as part of God's common grace or provision for suffering humanity. This is echoed in James 1:17, that all good and perfect gifts come from above. The idea here is that God can undoubtedly heal anybody with the snap of a finger or with a word or a thought, but God can also use other people to help people heal, or God can create an idea in a person that comes up with a new therapeutic technique that can help somebody, or a medication, or so on and so on. Holistic integrated care, combining clinical and spiritual support. Thorough evaluation of biological and psychological needs are essential in clinical assessment. There should be a treatment plan, develop personalized strategies, including therapy and medication. Person needs spiritual support. We need to integrate faith-based resources and community care. And then the ongoing healing, nurturing long-term well-being and resilience. Oops. The church's call to compassion. The church must be a sanctuary of support, not a place of judgment. I feel that too often, as the church body, the dirty, the broken, the disgusting, the things that make us get the heebie-jeebies are pushed aside, are discounted, or are unwelcome, because they're going to ruin whatever this beautiful, clean, perfect facade is that the Sunday morning pew-going Christian is. Individuals facing mental illness need love, they need patience, they need empathetic care. Blaming or shunning contradicts Galatians 6:2, which calls us to bear one another's burdens. I want to add too that it calls us to bear one another's burdens, even when they're ugly, even when they're gross, or don't fit in the perfect little bubble that we've created for ourselves. I also believe that God will sometimes put us in a position to be helping somebody who might give us the heebie-jeebies, or helping in a situation that doesn't let us feel comfortable, in order to force us to grow and become more. The key takeaways: compassion over condemnation. Mental health disorders are part of the human brokenness, not personal failure. They should never be a source of shame or stigma. And they should be properly understood. There should be properly understood Christian theology that strongly supports healing and empathetic care. To wrap it all up, the path to holistic care, being the entirety of care, integrating theology and psychological needs. Integrating theology and psychology leads to more effective and compassionate care. When we understand the science and we understand the theology, we're able to view the person as a fleshy body made in the image of God that needs love, needs help, needs compassion. This approach would allow us to show truth and compassion, would allow truth and compassion to coexist and thrive. It reflects the transformative character of Christ in how we treat the vulnerable. you very much.